Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I was going to say good morning, but depends on when you're watching this video. Hi-oh. But we have a quiz review today. Alright, so I'm going to walk your way through this. I'll try and get it done in one video, but if it takes two, so be it. Alright, the first one we have here, we have a set of complex numbers, minus another set of complex numbers. Well, this minus sign can get distributed in. Okay, the first one stays the same, 4 minus 2i, but that minus 1 now becomes a plus 1. And that plus 4i becomes a minus 4i. Alright, so I want to combine like terms. Well, we always want to add the numbers first. So 4 plus 1 gives me 5. And then negative 2i minus 4i is minus 6i. And I can't combine like an imaginary unit with a regular number, so that just stays the way it is. We're all set. Cool. Here, please note this minus sign only goes to this parentheses. Okay, so what I've got here is 3 minus 2i minus 8 minus I. But this plus 30i just stays plus 30i in the back end because it was not in the parentheses. Alright, so like terms, 3 minus 8 is negative 5. Alright, negative 2i minus I is negative 3i, plus 30i is 27i, positive. Wonderful. Okay. We're changing it up here, plus and minus signs. Here we are distributing. So this 4i gets multiplied into both things. 4i times 6 gives me 24i. Okay. Okay, if I do 4i times negative I get minus 4i squared. Very good. Now, I don't know if you guys know this or not, but I squared is kind of important because I squared equals negative 1. Now, this is something that, I don't know, maybe you've heard of before, maybe you didn't, but if you didn't, you might want to know it. See, the thing is, I squared equals negative 1 is super important. How important is it, do you might ask? Well, I'm just saying that, I don't know, you might want to remember it because if you don't remember it, you might be in trouble. I don't know. I'm just saying, I'm not totally sure, but I do love a good running joke because you got to go catch it. Make sure you know that one. Haha. So this becomes negative 4i squared becomes positive 4. The 4 comes out front. And again, if you're asking why, trust me, I'm going to keep circling this. I squared equals negative 1, so all it does is flips the signs. Alright, number 4, I'm foiling. First, outer, inner, last. 1 times 5 is 5. 1 times negative 3i is negative 3i. Negative 4i times 5 is negative 20i. Negative 4i times negative 3i is plus 12i squared. Okay? So this I squared becomes what? I don't know what I squared equals. Maybe you do. Negative 1. So that becomes a minus 12. 5 minus 12 is negative 7. Negative 3i minus 20i gives me negative 23i. Okay? Very, very good. What does I squared equal? Negative 1. Alright, number 5. Now, please don't be thrown off by this one. You will see one of these, okay? This is one of the hardest tricks for most Algebra 2 kids. When I see 2 plus 5i squared, that means there are 2 of them. You must write that out, okay? Because I'm foiling it. Or typically most kids just square this, think they're done, but you got to foil it. 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 5i is 10i. 5i times 2 is 10i. 5i times 5i is 25i squared. Hey guys, I don't know what I squared is. Man, I love running jokes. I squared equals negative 1. 4 minus 25 is negative 21 plus 20i. Okay, boom. Good stuff. Alright, now we're getting into some of the heavy hitters. 3 over 2 minus I. I'm going to write that a little bigger so you can see it. Okay. So with this one, whatever the denominator is, alright, you take it and you flip the middle sign, only the middle sign. So the top becomes 2 plus I, the bottom becomes 2 plus I. Alright, why is that so important? Because 2 plus I divided by 2 plus I is still 1, so I'm not changing the value of the problem. Now 3 multiplied in, 3 times 2 is 6, plus 3i. Divided by, if I FOIL this out, 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times I is 2i. Negative I times 2 is negative 2I. Negative I times I is negative I squared. Alright, this is what I was after. 2I minus 2I cancels out, and I'm really in good business. Okay, up top, 6 plus 3I. Down low, the reason that's so nice is negative I squared becomes plus 1. Okay, 4 plus 1 is 5. Why is that so nice? I wanted to get rid of the I in the denominator. I've accomplished that. Life is good. Okay, very nice. Now, I don't think I've shown you guys one like number 7. So, I had a lot of people go, oh, I have to multiply top and bottom by negative 5I. Great idea. There's an even easier one. The only reason you do the opposite sign is because there's two things. Here, it's just a 5I. If you multiply top and bottom by I here, okay, watch how nice this becomes. Up top, negative 2I minus 3I squared divided by 5I squared. Okay, well, that basically gets rid of the I, like the I in the denominator, because when I clean this up, this becomes a plus 3. And that becomes a negative 5. Done. All right. Only when there's just one I down here. Okay, so I mean, on the quiz you'll see one like this, very similar. Just multiply top and bottom by I, and you rock. Okay. Now back over here, this is not like this one. Notice this has, expression 5 minus I. So I have to multiply top and bottom by 5 plus I. Okay. If you do enough of these, it's the same pattern over and over again. Up top, 3 times 5 is 15. 3 times I is 3I. I times 5 is 5I. I times I is I squared. Cool. Down low, 5 times 5 is 25. 5 times I is 5I. Negative I times 5 is negative 5I. And then negative I times I is negative I squared. Alright. Cleaning up top. I squared is negative 1. So 15 minus 1 is 14. 3I and 5I is 8I. Okay. I squared is negative I squared is positive 1. 25 plus 1 is 26. They cancel out. Alright. Here, be careful. All three of these can be divided by the same number. 2. Okay. It's 2 there. So this becomes 7 plus 4I over 13. Does any other number go into 7, 4, and 13? No, you win. 2 ganas. All right, see? We're learning Spanish now as well. Okay, let's see if we can tackle these 4, and I'll save the back for the second video. I don't think I'm going to get it in time. You got to get all the x squares on one side. So we're changing up gears here, okay? I'm subtracting 2x squared over. 2x squared plus 9 equals negative 1. I need this by itself. I'm going to subtract 9 from both sides. Okay. I need x squared by itself. How to get rid of the 2? Divide by 2. So, x squared equals negative 5. How to get rid of a square? Okay, it's always the opposites. Square root both sides. Yes, you still need plus or minus I root 5. Okay. Perfect. So we take the I out. If there's a negative under the square root, you need plus or minus because you're square rooting both sides. Alright. Over here. Now, here's the thing with this. You guys can solve this one of two ways. Honestly, for this one, I always encourage you guys to divide by this number. Right? Okay. And you kind of get lucky here because 6 and 30 are both divisible by 3. However, you could also distribute this 3 in. If there's no squared here, you're going to notice that for the next one. Okay? See how there's no squared here? So this gives me 3x squared plus 15 equals 6x squared plus 30. Alright, I'm going to subtract 3x squared over. So 15 equals 3x squared plus 30. Subtract 30 over. Negative 15 equals 3x squared. Divide everything by 3. I'm going to flip these twos because I always like having x on the right and the left side. Oh my gosh, look, same thing. Woohoo. All right, square root left, square root right. X equals plus or minus I root 5. Okay, and again, I only pull the I out if there's a negative under the square root. Okay, last two. Now, please take note of this. It's important. Hopefully you guys are hearing me in this one. I distributed the 3 here because I had an x squared plus 5 in the middle. You are not allowed to distribute the negative 3 here because it's the whole expression or the whole quantity squared. Okay, so I'm going to make my life easier in this one. Or add the 12 over first. Oh, I'm blowing up over there. Kind of a big deal. People find me very popular. So I can go ahead and add that 12 over. Now I can divide by negative 3. 5x plus 6. The quantity squared equals negative 4. Hooray! Now I can solve this. Now I square root left and right. 5x plus 6 equals plus or minus 2i. Okay. Subtract the 6 over. So 5x equals negative 6 plus or minus 2i. And I got to get rid of that 5 out front, so divide everything by 5. Sorry, I'm running out of room. X equals negative 6 plus or minus 2i. All of that divided by 5. Is there any number that can go into 6, 2, and 5? No, so we can't do anything else. We're good. Okay, I know that's a lot to take in. Here's number 12. Okay, same idea. I cannot distribute the 4 because the whole quantity squared. So subtract 2 over. Okay, divide everything by 4. Negative 1/2. I'm hoping you guys are cool with negative 2 divided by 4 is negative 1/2. Square root left, square root right. X plus 3 equals plus or minus. Alright, the square root of negative 1 up top becomes I. Down low I have the square root of 2. Alright, I have to rationalize this. I'm hoping you guys remember that. So here's a little thought bubble. When I have I over root 2, you can multiply top by root 2, bottom by root 2. So I get I root 2 over root 2 times root 2 is square root of 4, which is 2. So when I subtract this 3 over, negative 3 plus or minus I root 2 over 2. There it goes again. This is so popular. Man. I know. Just that good. Alright. That's a lot to take in, okay? The idea here is focus on getting your quantity squared by itself, square rooting both sides, and you pull the I out if there's a square root of negative 1. Okay? So that's your front. We're all good right now. As far as the back, okay, we're going to get to that in just 1 second. And I'm hoping right now that, you guys are really enjoying class right now. I hope that you guys, I know math's not for everybody. I do get that. I do realize some people like history more, or science, or English. But hopefully, this class is enjoyable. You guys learn something along the way. I know I can be quirky at times. I don't really know when, but I mean, every now and then, you get the idea. But hopefully this review is helping you guys out. Hope life is good. Just enjoy math. Okay? Because, you can dream about math. You can be imaginary about math. But if you square it, it gets back to being negative 1. I don't know if you guys know that or not. So, hey, keep up the good work, and as always, good luck. We're all counting on you.